Bona bokhata bafuye ama-drug dealer ezindlini. Bajola nabo noma bathandana nabo. But into ekumele bayazi ukuthi sizokuthola mayibhekene nawo. Namhlanje sizosipana ngabo. Bakhana belava ephansi angibele ne-information but ukhona esimbhekile. Thengamoshi isikhathi. Asiba yini sosipana ba future. Ama-drugs into esingayifuni. La kule gas lethu Moja.
Hello, hi, Sawubona, and welcome to Masha's Safe Space. Thank you so much for taking your time to join me. Let us get right onto this one. You probably saw this trending all across the weekend, whereby there was an unfortunate incident during the shooting of Sizokuthola, where a suspected drug dealer died. Yay, when I tell you, our media houses went crazy with this story. People on social media were not very pleased with our media houses. I guess Mojo Love felt compelled to release a statement. Here it is. 23 July 2023. For immediate release, Mojo Love investigating circumstances around death of suspect while filming Sizokuthola. Based on information currently at our disposal, we are advised that following a community tip-off, the crew on the 19th of July 2023 attended to a drug bust in Katlehong and did so in conjunction with the community law enforcement groups as customary that are recognized by the local South African police services. It is our understanding that the information received by the crew and the local community groups was credible and verifiable. We understand that during the bust, which was conducted within the confines of the law, the suspected drug dealer, now the deceased, who is known as Robert Kicks Varrie, resisted to cooperate with the lawful instructions of the recognized members of the Community Policing Forum, who were dressed in their uniform and had their credentials. Following the persistence by the members of the Community Policing Forum, the deceased agreed to hand over the illegal drugs that he had been hiding at the premises. Whilst Mojo Love can confirm that the crew was within the vicinity of the premises when the deceased was being questioned, the channel is still investigating the circumstances that led to the deceased having to be allegedly rushed to hospital. We will wait for the official autopsy results for the cause of death. The show continues to work with law enforcement agencies, and in each of the shows, case numbers are shared, including that the suspects are or were handed over to the authorities for further investigations and legal processes. The channel will cooperate with any investigations that may be initiated, and it sends its condolences to the deceased family. The channel is also offering the crew and any other interested individual counseling assistance following the news of the deceased. Firstly, I would love to thank Xolani and the entire crew for placing their lives at risk to ensure that they remain heroes in our eyes and the eyes of our children. It is very discouraging and disappointing, Uguti, the light in which the media chooses to paint them or rather show them off is quite a negative one. I'm not saying the media should not report on instances of murder and whatever. However, when I weigh whatever article I've seen out there about Xolani, I've never actually seen one whereby they condone what he does. They seem to encourage what he does. They paint him in a very inspirational, motivating perspective. I've never seen that. And it breaks my heart because Xolani puts his life, the lives of his loved ones on the line to ensure that he busts these criminals. And in doing that, he is showing us the depth of criminality in this country. He's showing us that the police don't work. Like, he's putting it into broad daylight. The police don't work. The government officials are heavily involved in these drug mafias and drug cartels. To be honest, what he shows in the show is merely, an introduction. It's not even deep in the sea. It's by the shores of what's going on. It's just a crack in. And already it is quite shocking. By the looks of things, our country is gone. The security of our children, everything involved is gone simply because people want to enrich themselves and the likes. What bothers me with the media is the fact that Many South Africans a year lose their lives, they lose their monies, they lose their livelihoods, to drugs. But no, not enough light is shown into that. They don't tell us of the heroes within our communities who go out there, bust these drugs, the heroes within our communities who are whistleblowers, the heroes within our community who ensure that they look out for children and everyone who is vulnerable in the community who might fall for these traps. Into abayenzayo nje bona ngokubona kwami is to fearmonger, because a person can look at the way Xolani is being reported on in the Sizokthola crew, the way they're being reported on, and actually be fearful of taking any step like Xolani and the crew. Be fearful of rebuking things that we see in our community that are not okay, because we all want to do good, but only a handful of us can want to do good and actually appreciate the consequences that sometimes come with being a good person, because it's not always okay. Njengamanje, wherever he is, he can't be okay. Like, I don't believe it's right. So the media plays a vital role in influencing how the masses behave. Another concerning part is the fact that during these episodes, we see that in almost every episode, there is a government official involved, or there is a failure in the law. Be it there's an undocumented immigrant who's in the country who is furthering the sale of these drugs, or a government official or officer who's assisting in furthering same. So you can see ukuthi the government heavily is failing us kakhulu kule ndaba le. Could be solved galula kodwa nje bayasifela. And also to add ukuthi even from them, their officials, I've only seen one official who came out publicly and proudly to condone what Xolani is doing and say like it needs to be appreciated and encouraged. Abanye, they could not care less. Yet when you look at the number of damages that are connected to drugs, guys, crime inkulu kangaka ama-drugs, ziningi izinto, ingane zethu have lost their futures, they have legit lost ububona, their innocence. And I don't have time because of drugs. Yet our politicians do not seem to care. With that said, before I shut this down, guys, make sure that you go and register to vote so that we vote for people who are actually capable leaders. The merit for getting a vote should stop being because you're a comrade, should stop being because you are well connected, should stop being for our selfish needs. Let us vote for people who are capable, people who are true leaders, people who have integrity, and people who legit have a purpose. This is my purpose. I'm here to live and die for this specific thing. Please be wise on that.